You've always felt too much, haven't you? You walk into a room and know what everyone's feeling before anyone speaks. You sense tension in a glance, guilt in a silence, sadness in a breath. You call it empathy, but deep down, it feels heavier than that. It's like your body remembers danger and kindness. Like your heart learned to predict chaos. Maybe it's because once, a long time ago, your peace depended on everyone else's mood. You didn't grow into empathy. You were shaped by it. Every time someone exploded, you adjusted. Every time someone withdrew, you softened. You became the glue that kept unstable people from falling apart. You thought that was love, but it was survival. You became a translator for emotions that weren't yours, believing that if you could just keep everyone calm, maybe you'd finally be safe. As a child, you weren't praised for expressing yourself. You were praised for not being a problem, for being quiet, helpful, wise beyond your years. They called you mature, but what they meant was you learned to meet needs that weren't yours. You became the peacekeeper before you even knew what peace was. You learned to disappear while still smiling. When you wanted attention, you were told to be patient. When you needed care, you were told others had it worse. So you stopped asking. You turned your needs into empathy, your loneliness into understanding. You taught yourself that being loved meant being easy, soft, forgiving, endlessly available. You were never taught that love can also hold boundaries. That's why even now, as an adult, you attract people who drain you. You confuse intensity with connection, crisis with intimacy. You feel responsible for everyone's healing, and when they leave, you wonder what you did wrong. You've built your identity around emotional rescue, because once saving others was the only way to stay seen. But something in you is tired now. You notice how your body tenses before someone even speaks. You sense manipulation in a compliment. You feel exhaustion where there used to be compassion. It's not because you're broken, it's because your nervous system has lived on alert for too long. Empathy for you was never just feeling, it was defense. Stop for a second. Breathe. Feel that ache in your chest? That's not weakness. That's your heart asking for its own attention. You've spent years tuning in to others now. Listen inward. Notice the quiet hum of your own needs. They've been waiting. Patient, invisible, loyal. You learned to read the room because no one ever read you. You became fluent in emotional weather because no one asked how you felt. That's the irony of the empath. You can hold the entire world's pain, but your own goes untranslated. Hidden behind politeness, buried beneath understanding. So when people tell you you're too sensitive, they have no idea. They don't know sensitivity was your shield. That every time you scanned for danger, you were just trying to stay safe. Empathy wasn't your gift, it was your alarm system. One that never got to shut off. And the cruelest part, you were rewarded for it. The world called you kind, gentle, healing. But no one asked how much it cost. You learned to equate worth with usefulness. Love with sacrifice. And now you mistake exhaustion for purpose. There's a moment in every empath story, a quiet break, when you realize you're empty, not because you stopped giving, but because you never learned how to receive. You can't pour from a body that's never been filled. You can't keep saving people who only come to drink from your soul. This is the beginning of awakening. It starts as anger, gentle, sacred anger. The kind that whispers, "I've had enough." You feel it rising not to destroy, but to protect. That's not selfishness. That's your spirit finally saying no to depletion. Anger for the empath is medicine. It doesn't make you cruel, it makes you conscious. It reminds you that love without boundaries isn't compassion, it's self-erasure. You can care deeply and still refuse to carry someone else's chaos. You can be kind without being consumed. Healing begins when you stop romanticizing suffering. You stop confusing empathy with endurance. You realize that absorbing others' pain doesn't heal them, it only hurts you twice. Once for feeling it, and again for pretending you don't. You begin to reclaim the word selfish. You start to see it not as greed, but as balance. Because when you've lived your life giving, choosing yourself feels radical. It feels wrong at first. That's how you know you're healing. The child in you flinches, terrified to take up space. She whispers, "Will they still love me if I say no?" That's the old code running. The one that taught you love was conditional, that safety required sacrifice. But you're not that child anymore. You get to choose differently now. Meet your shadow, the one who resents giving so much, the one who wants to rest, the one who secretly dreams of being selfish. She's not your enemy, she's the part of you that remembers freedom. Let her speak. Let her breathe. Every empath must meet that shadow, or they'll stay trapped in compassion that destroys them. Integration is the healing, when you can hold both your softness and your sovereignty. You're not here to be the balm for everyone's wounds. You're here to live fully inside your own skin. Stop explaining your worth. Stop auditioning for love. The ones meant for you will never demand your disappearance. Let silence filter your connections. Let misunderstanding reveal who was only there for your giving. Now, pause again. Feel the quiet. That's what peace sounds like when it's real. It's not the silence before chaos. It's the silence after survival. Your body doesn't need to scan the horizon anymore. It can finally rest. You'll shake at first. You'll doubt this stillness. Your nervous system will look for something to fix, someone to soothe. Don't go back. Let the discomfort be your proof here, leaving the familiar pain that once felt like home. Now empathy starts to transform. It stops being reactive and becomes intentional. You no longer absorb, you witness. You stop merging, you listen. You no longer rescue, you relate. You realize your empathy was never the problem. It just needed direction. Without boundaries, empathy is self-destruction. With boundaries, it becomes wisdom. Compassion no longer empties you, it expands you. People will notice the shift. Some will call you cold. Others will call you distant. But the truth is, you've just become clear. You finally understand the difference between being kind and being consumed. Your softness doesn't disappear, it deepens. Because now it's rooted in truth, not fear. You can hold space without losing yourself. You can care without collapsing. You can love without leaving yourself behind. This is the quiet confidence of a healed empath. You don't chase peace, you become it. You don't absorb storms, you watch them pass. You don't fear your sensitivity. It becomes your compass again. Self-care stops being a ritual. It becomes a rhythm. You no longer wait for breakdowns to rest. You rest because your body deserves it. You speak not to be understood, but to stay authentic. You realize empathy was never a gift to others. It was a return to yourself. When you stop giving to earn love, your love becomes sacred. No longer performance, just presence. And that inner child, she finally exhales. She learns that safety doesn't come from pleasing everyone. It comes from being seen by you. She's no longer the peacekeeper. She's home. So rest now, empath. You've carried enough. Your heart doesn't need to prove its goodness anymore. Let your softness serve you this time. Let your boundaries speak your love. The world will still feel you only now without breaking you.